And now the two teams do make their way to the bench. And those last few words will be had by the coaches. And in this sort of situation, Vince, you've been in finals as a coach. Is it a motivational thing, or do you just talk about the first couple of plays? What do you go with?
Well, you know, like you say, I was fortunate to coach this particular game last year, but I can imagine exactly what they're going through right now. Everything has been prepared. Certainly the first 5, 10, 15 minutes of the game has been thought through. And what we'll be doing is just last little tendencies, last little switches. You know, don't forget he's left-handed. Don't forget he's right-handed, that kind of thing.
Well, we've just been greeted by a former BBL Player of the Year, one of your old players, Vince Zaire-Taylor, former Leicester rider as well. The last time they won the playoff final in 2013, he was part of that team, and he'll be hoping his old teammates might be able to do something similar. But now you can feel the tension starting to rise as the music level cranks up a little bit, and the last few seconds tick off the clock.
Tense everywhere. You can see the youngsters all in anticipation. You know, the countdown really is going down.
Here we go then, folks. We're at the O2 Arena. It's the Molten BBL Playoff Finals 2016. It's the Leicester Riders and the Sheffield Sharks. There's 40 minutes left of the BBL season. Only one team can be standing proud at the end of this game.
Our most experienced officials on the floor, Daniel. Neil Wilkinson, Dale Aitchison, Simon Onsworth, all ready to go. There's Dale. A big shout out to Mick Howell, who can't be here with us.
I was just about to mention the three officials have the name Howell on the back of their shirt.
Fantastic.
One of the legendary referees of the British game, over 500 BBL games, well known throughout. He's suffering a little bit with illness. Our best wishes, as well as those from the officials and the players, go out to him. I'm sure Mick will be watching this game somewhere.
He will indeed. I know he will. Let's go, Mick. Here we go for a real big game, Daniel. Everyone is really, really excited.
We're ready to go then. It'll be TJ Robinson and Trayvon Wright who stand toe-to-toe in the middle of the court. And the ball is up and we are underway, and it's Neil Watson who gets it, and Leicester in red will have the first offense. Trayvon Wright will dunk it down. He plays above the ring, dunk first play.
And it is extended defense from the Riders picking up at the three-quarter line, and it's Watson against Brooks right off the back row.
Well, here is that matchup we talked about. Brooks and Watson. Brooks running baseline, good hands from Bernardini, but it gets to Brooks, fires up, doesn't go, rebound Wright.
Right on both possessions, offensive and defensive, once with the dunk and the rebound. Here goes Anderson.
Drives into the left hand, just a little too much on it, tipped down by Tugg. And the Sharks will get it back. Oh, is Robinson out on his own, goes up, and the first points of the game for Sheffield.
I love Robinson's energy. You don't need to run anything for him. He's a gazelle, he's huge, he jumps, he's just in and around that blue area on the floor, putting balls in baskets.
Here's Bernardini round the screen with the bounce pass to Groose. Groose goes in, nice step under for two, good pick and roll.
What a great acquisition he has been for Coach Rob Paternostro. Really complements all the tools already in place at the Leicester Riders.
Brooks round the screen to Tugg. Tugg fires up from long range. Mike Tugg hits the three.
How important that is going to be, because Mike Tugg is going to stretch Groose away from the basket. And that first shot going in has really, really played in his favor.
Watson around the screen right now to Anderson. They go inside to Groose, squares up to Tugg.
He's got to take into the basket and try and get him into some sort of foul trouble.
Good hands from Tugg. Groose gets it back out to Wright from behind the arc for three. Rattles out. Anderson trying to keep it alive, but Brooks has it for Sheffield. Sharks by a point here. 2 minutes in to the playoff final. Robinson.
Barber.
Tugg lobs down to Robinson. Goes up, can convert from close range. Here's Watson looking to push for Leicester. Watson from miles out for three. Oh, what a long three from Neil Watson.
He's going to need a good start too.
Look how deep he is.
Wow, way, way off. NBA territory there.
Well, that would have been long as Stephen Curry range, that.
Or the Cleveland Cavaliers, the way they've been shooting a three-point shot.
Hogg trying to find his way through, and the foul is on the floor on...
Bernardini, that was on.
It is Tyler Bernardini. He got the block at the end of it, but the foul was called for the hand on the body.
He didn't want Hogg to get that and one.
Here's Tugg.
Really tight defense, Watson on Brooks.
Brooks back to Tugg. Tugg down the lane. He got fouled, surely, yes. Wright grabbed hold of him, and Mike Tugg will go to the free throw line for 2.
He's being aggressive. The three-point shot, the drive to the bucket. A lot of activity being created by Brooks off that pick and roll move.
Mike Tugg then at the free throw line with the chance to level the game at 7. Makes the first one. Second one is a little long, and Groose is there to pull the rebound. It's kicked out quickly to Anderson.
Good transition.
Down now to Groose.
This will be a bucket right here.
Off the glass, too strong. He knocks the ball loose, but Brooks comes up with it.
Wants another pick and roll from Tugg.
Gets it, dumps it down to Tugg. Tugg from mid-range. Wow. Beautiful shot.
Stretching Groose each time, bringing Groose away from the bucket.
Watson. Anderson. Back down to Groose. Squares up Tugg again.
Will he get him into a foul right here?
He's going to spin back the other way. As you know, great
block.
defense by Tugg, and he gets a rebound.
Hogg pushes it.
Hogg just bobbled the ball for a second, out to Brooks for 3, knocks it down.
Brooks can shoot that 3 over Watson anytime he wants, really.
Here's Watson, Bernardini, Anderson.
Oh, missed. They've left.
Travel.
Wow. He got away with one there because Sheffield Sharks in that pick and roll move with Bernardini both went up with the roll guy and left Bernardini wide open, but Jamal Anderson missed him.
Just didn't quite get the ball down. Good replay there to see him lift his pivot foot. Leicester make the substitution they often make 4 minutes into the game. Washington and Sullivan into the game.
Interesting to see what the matchup is now on Tugg. I believe Shane Walker will now guard Tugg.
There's Walker coming in as well.
Now you see, with these 3 guys on the floor here, the Sharks can switch the Leicester Riders can switch every pick. Sullivan, Walker, and Wright.
Hogg backing down. Wright is helping, but Hogg timed it well to get it over him.
Yep. The Riders really running their big men down the middle. Here comes Sullivan in the post. This is where he's most effective.
Walker, this is where he's most effective. 3 at the top of the key.
Impact player has been Shane Walker all season long, whether it's dunks or 3-pointers.
Hogg to Brooks. Robinson.
Same play. Hogg against Watson. More help from Sullivan this time.
Hogg trying to find a way through, gets it out to Tugg, moves it on to Brooks for another 3. Tugg is in there, and there's a foul on the rebound.
I think it's on Wright. He elbowed Tugg as he came running through the key for the rebound.
Well, Tugg is pumped up here today.
He really is. There's that rebound. There you are. You can see the hand is holding him, stopping him from jumping up.
Anderson's going to check back in for Trayvon Wright.
Tugg has it. They're in a zone defense now. The Riders.
They switched it out of that end of out of bounds play. Brooks drives down the lane. Circus shot doesn't quite go. Sullivan doesn't get the rebound.
Tugg's got it.
To Robinson, and he draws the contact. And really, Leicester should have come up with that rebound there.
Leicester should have done that, and they were fortunate they fell to Robinson there. Don't forget, Robinson missed a chippy to win a game against Leicester.
Oh yeah.
Loughborough, you know, he finishes well around the basket, but has the propensity sometimes to overcook it.
It's interesting in the game against the Rocks, they ran the same out-of-bounds play where they go round and round, and he got the open layup, and he made it on that occasion.
Yeah, same play. 2 shots to come for him. They've certainly settled down very well.
Just a bit of perspiration on the floor under the basket, being wiped up before these free throws come. And we're going to get a substitution. Whilst that break is in play, Barber will sit down. Oddister into the game for the first time.
Barber's been ineffective in that first 5 minutes or so. Robinson thought he had just the one shot.
Yeah,
he was about to run back there.
And he realised, actually, no, I missed the
I missed the layup.
I missed the layup. I got another one. He's missed the
Oh
second,
my goodness!
Well, Sheffield really have come up with 3 points they shouldn't have come up with.
Absolutely. Hug on Sullivan. How did he do that? Wow.
Watson, quick release 3. Oh, he's hit another one from distance.
Back to back.
Well, both teams come out gunning here in the opening quarter. 16-13 after only 5.5 minutes. Robinson, oh, that one went high, but Sullivan timed it.
Well, any points Robinson gets from that position are bonuses.
Watson drives baseline. Watson underneath, kicks it out. Good ball movement. Here's Sullivan. Sullivan
Great hands.
How's that not a travel? It is
a travel, yeah. He went up and down with it.
Well, let's have a look. He's gone up.
Yep, and he's come back down. Yep, and he dribbled the ball. Might have had that as a held ball if it was the NBA.
Well, I'm not sure. I think there was a warning over on the far side. I don't know if it was for Rob or the bench.
And then the bench certainly erupted.
And you can see he's still arguing that call.
The thing is, it's a correct call. The refs were right on top of it. And now is where, with Oddister having played a few minutes, now Barber comes in for Robinson. This is how they spell their 3 bigs. Nice rotation.
Brooks lobs it in. They help him out. Blocked by Walker. And Watson comes up with it. Oh, it's lobbed. Wow. Well, he thought he was lobbed to Sullivan, but it wasn't.
The Sharks are up for this, Daniel.
Hogg drives in hard, too hard. Rebound Walker.
We've got to get Sullivan some touches of the ball.
Washington goes down the lane, off the glass, too strong. Tuck with a push in the back, and the referee spotted it. So it'll be a foul on the Sheffield number 15. If you look just here, just shoved Walker out of the way.
Well, that was always going to be coming, because every time since Shane Walker got into the game, the first thing he did was give a little elbow check on Tuck, and they've been going at it ever since.
Well, Tuck sits down. Already made a massive impact in the game with his 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, drawn a couple of fouls as well.
And the Sharks themselves have gone 6 deep now. Toluwache is coming for his first action.
Anderson. Walker puts the ball on the floor. Walker to the basket. You don't see that very often. He's normally a shooter from the elbow there, but he drove it to the hole.
Well, Barber's going to have to, show some defense, because he's one of those guys teams target as a non-defense playing player. He's got to stand up. He's completely ineffective in this game for the Sharks.
Barber, shot clock down to 5 here. He needed to shoot that. He goes to Tuluasi in the corner, doesn't go. Great offensive rebound from Robinson, can't convert though. Walker with the rebound. That's what Robinson does so effectively.
Yes, they're back into a man. They were on the zone and out of bounds. Drew Sullivan wants an isolation in the low post on Toluwache. Barber is going to have to help here. Look, he's got his back to the ball. This is a bucket right here for Sullivan.
No, it's blocked. Good help. He did come and help
Barber playing defense. That's what they need. They're going to need Barber to join Robinson.
Oddister on the far side, goes the opposite way, drives through, good hands from Sullivan, steal it away. Sullivan running, Sullivan to the basket. Oh, he's hammered, and it's that unsportsmanlike.
No, it's just a good foul.
It's just a little hard when it is unsportsmanlike.
Oh,
I have to say,
goodness.
It's a little hard. It's a little hard, Vince. When you're the last man back, it's a little hard.
Okay. The referee agrees with you. It'll be 2 shots and possession.
It's one of them. I get where you're coming from. It's right on the borderline.
I thought he actually hesitated and went for the ball. Unfortunately, he missed it and took his arm down.
But then it's how hard to make sure that he didn't score. I don't know. I think you're right. It's right on the borderline. I think the referees had a little chat about it.
I think if I was the coach and he didn't do that and Sullivan was able to score, I'd be really mad.
It's funny because if it wasn't on a fast break, we wouldn't even have. It's just a good foul. But the way the rule is on the fast break. Anyway,
first points now for Sullivan in the game.
He's leveled it at 16 and he's put Leicester ahead. And it'll be a sideline possession to the Riders, which Anderson will jog over. And he straddles the halfway line and waits for Washington to get free, which he does.
Brooks taking a rest in this section. Another foul call down there. It's Hogg on Bernardini.
Wow, Washington just hit a massive three-pointer after the foul was called. Hogg there was just called for a hold as Bernardini was trying to lose him. Well, they've all gone to the opposite side, and then the ball's on the other side. Bernardini to Washington. Washington,
stolen
good
away.
hands. Sheffield have numbers here. Hogg back out. Here's Barber on the trail. Leicester scrambling well.
Yep.
They're not quite got the matchups they would like as they try and recover.
Oddister's being guarded by Shane Walker.
Roberts' 3 doesn't go. Washington to Anderson to Sullivan.
He wants to post up on Hogg with Jamal Anderson, but it's a little slow.
Washington to the finger roll, tipped out by Walker, but only as far as Barber. Here's Robinson.
1-on-2. Oh.
Zips it back. Off the glass, not quite. Tipped up in the air. Bernardini has it.
Bernardini did enough there to make Hogg change that.
Travelling violation called against Walker as Bernardini found him. I'm not sure what was Walker expecting he was. There was a little hand in there that made it difficult for him to put the ball down.
Yes. And the ball was kind of caught up in his right hand instead of his left hand also.
Watson in for Sullivan. Minute 20 to go here in the first quarter. 1-point ball game. Sheffield jumped out to a little lead early on, but it's been fairly tight.
It is a 1-point ball game.
Hogg.
17-16. Riders by 1.
Hogg bounces it out.
That's what Barber does best. Spot up jump shot. If they can find those shots, because right now it's punch for punch.
Washington drives down the lane, takes it.
Hogg hasn't read the scouting report on Washington.
You've got to get in front of him. Hogg steps back. Tough shot, doesn't quite go. Bernardini with the rebound.
I think the Sharks may need to look at Tugg coming back short.
Oh, another long 3 from Watson! 3 of 3 for Neil Watson!
Trying to put his first dibs in on the MVP. Here he is. How far away is he again this time?
Well, he was telling me that they called him Neo in high school. He's gone all Matrix now, hasn't he?
He's got all Matrix.
Sheffield running down this clock. They're going to have to get it up here because the shot clock is down. That's a long 2. It's way off the mark. Rebound Bernardini runs into his own man. Leicester still have time. Watson pushing. Watson from the halfway line. No. Well, that's his first missed 3 of the game. We'll give him that from the halfway line. But Sheffield really jumping out to the early start. But big 3-pointers in distance and magnitude of the game. But Neil Watson has put Leicester ahead.
Neil Watson came out here with a purpose. He knew he was going to have to face Brooks, but 9 points off the bench for the Leicester Riders, I think, has edged them ahead.
But Sheffield will be quite pleased, you would imagine, with the situation they find themselves in. Tugg came out fired up, as you say, on that last play with Bob, but that's what he does. We've seen Robinson getting offensive rebounds. Those are the sort of things they have to do.
That's right. Down the stretch, though, the last 3 missed shots from the Sheffield Sharks, there were no Sharks looking for that rebound. Because we're just 2 bigs on the floor now with Barber and Robinson with Tugg sitting down, they couldn't get that extra third rebounder. And then the one thing that will be troubling Coach Katiba Lyons is trying to get Brooks involved.
So 22-18 here in the first quarter of the BBL playoff final at the O2. It's the number 1 seed against the number 3 seed, and at the minute the number 1 seed is leading by 4, but very little to choose from between these 2 teams. It's interesting, they managed to get Tugg a good 4 minutes on the bench there, plus these couple of minutes here. And I'm assuming he's going to come straight back out. Can he get back into the form that he was on in those first few minutes and the intensity he was playing with?
Well, you'd like to think so. I mean, obviously they've gotten away with that with just the 1 foul as well, having got that first quarter out of the way. So, you know, he'll be knowing that that's needing managing, that they're going to need to keep an eye on that. But actually, he's had an effect on the game. Don't forget those quick early jumpers that he had and some offensive rebounds too.
The Riders are first to come out of the huddle. Watson and Washington, Groose, Anderson and Bernardini. The 5. Here comes Sheffield. Tugg does come back out, so too Brooks. And Robinson, Barber and Modester is also there, and he's going to walk all the way across the court to inbound. Modester not quite splitting the halfway line, and the referee just shoves him along a sec.
There's the matchup we thought we would see. Washington on Brooks and Watson switched on to Modester.
Good hands from Watson, sorry. Here he is. Oh, no. Just a little above him there. And he just said to Washington, in my chest.
So this, you could argue, is the smaller lineup for the Leicester Riders.
Robinson to Brooks. Off at the screen on the pick and roll again. They read it well, Leicester, and got the hands in the way. Brooks forces Watson to stop. Washington, nobody stops him though. Oh, Anderson, I thought he should have shot that. Now he puts the ball on the floor, drives along the baseline, out to Bernardini. Bernardini for 3, knocks it down. Leicester's 4th triple of the game. They're 4 of 5. The only one they've missed was from the halfway line.
Bad decision on that rotation from Barber. He went to try and close out Washington in the 3-point line away from Bernardini, and obviously if you had a pick of 2.
Yep. Don't leave Tyler Bernardini that open, even if it is from the NBA range that he knocked that shot down. Leicester's lead out to 7 is one of those funny things where it didn't look too bad at 4 points. You've had to come out of the quarter break and you feel after 40 seconds you see a 3 go in and we need to call a timeout, we're down 7.
Well, that's right, and not just that from Coach Katiba Lyons. It'll be a case of the 2 turnovers that they had, you know, hands in plays, both on those plays that Riders were able to read. They were lucky that Riders didn't convert on those earlier ones as well.
And it was on those little pick and rolls where they dart down to the basket and they're trying to force that pass down quickly and maybe just take a bit of a pause on it, breath on it, just check that it's there and the defensive guy's not in the way.
Well, I think also the other thing is for me is anytime you're the Leicester Riders, the Sheffield Sharks, it's a bit like Leicester where you want Drew Sullivan to touch that ball around about the free throw line, whatever offense you're running. You want Tugg to touch the ball around the free throw line, whatever offense you're running. If that happens, then actually the defense is flattened out and that creates those opportunities. They haven't done that to start this second quarter.
Well, Connor Washington's playing a little up-court pressure on Brooks. Let's see if it's token or real. No, it looks pretty real. And now he backs off a little bit.
Well, I think they'll be working on the fact that Brooks is going to have to go 40 feet, whatever happens.
Here's Tugg putting the ball on the floor, spinning underneath. No, gets his own rebound though. Second attempt. Oh, that doesn't go either.
Robinson has it.
Surely now, no. And eventually Groose gets a rebound.
On Watson, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like that. Didn't see what he did. Let's see if we can see it on the replay. Here's Watson on the other side. He's not really doing anything there.
Oh, yeah.
Gave a little
A
shove,
little shoving.
to Tuck in the back.
I guess that's what little people do on big people, Daniel.
Funny thing is, he pushed Tuck towards the ball rather than away from him. And Leicester jump into this zone from the out of bounds once again. Odester.
Tugg's had the ball once, had the ball twice. Oh, nice little spin move, chucks it up.
This time he knocks it down.
This is what they're going to have to do. He has to touch the ball because he causes panics around the back of that Riders' defense.
Washington to Groose. Bernardini fires up for three. No, not this time. That's the first proper three-point shot that Leicester have missed in the game. Brooks fires up long too. Goes after his own rebound, but Groose gets it.
So they were going to get called for a foul there.
Yeah, it was close, wasn't it? Washington on the pick and roll with Groose strong. Oh, look at Washington flying through the air to tip that home.
Over Barber, tips it in.
Look at that, didn't give up on it, chased it in, and the little guy through the air.
Back to 7, that lead.
Top.
See, Groose came out further this time on that.
Odester. Oh, string music for Odester.
Never needs an invite to shoot a three.
Didn't need too much room either. Washington drives in. Watson gets his man in the air. Bernardini drives in. It's a
wow, an offensive foul. Ooh, I'm not sure if Brooks got there in time.
Let's have a look. Let's see if we can see on the replay.
Oh, he did. Quick feet.
Bernardini now sits down. I think that's his second personal foul.
Here comes Brooks on Washington on Brooks again. Gone on Washington.
Odester. Brooks spins baseline, drives along, falling off balance, tipped down by Sullivan.
Something's
and
happened.
Anderson wasn't in bounds.
Oh, wow.
He was just on that end line and hadn't established himself back in court properly.
I think it was Brooks who went flying on that little drive. Caught in the wet patch. Let's see what the Sharks have against this zone lineup on the baseline out of bounds, because they go zone on the baseline out of bounds themselves.
Well, they'll certainly be expecting it now. They've seen it enough times. The Lions watching on. There's a quick word with one of his assistants. They're obviously struggling to get that damp patch wiped up. It's done now.
The newfangled technology. A towel used to do the job in the old days.
And now we're going to get a sub after that. Barber sits down. Hogg comes back.
Smaller lineup again for the Sharks.
Probably about as small as they can go, isn't it?
Yep. Tugg's got it.
Top of the key. Washington goes up high. Here's Watson. Watson fakes the three. Cuts back. Groose couldn't quite get it to him. Good defense from Tugg to prevent the pass.
There's a mismatch in the low post. They can't see Sullivan with Brooks. Oh my goodness, they missed it.
But Watson goes for three. Got knocked to the ground. Referee says play on. He's actually having a word with Watson on that as well.
Good reffing. He didn't call him for the flop on that.
Hogg.
Down low, Tuck on the bigger Groose. He goes quick against Groose. Look at that.
Nowhere
oh my goodness,
through,
bodies
though.
everywhere.
Oh,
my
he
goodness.
still makes the shot.
Nowhere through, and then he flipped it with those long fingernails.
He looked to the double team and sort of, and he managed to get that shot up.
It's Washington.
Out to Sullivan.
Not involved so far.
Backing down. He's got to get the shot off. He does. It doesn't hit the ring.
Good. Sharks have this where they want it now. About to be able to tie the game, maybe go up one.
6 minutes to go in the first half. Washington picks that one up.
Bad decision from Hogg.
Watson drives in. Foul is called, basket will count. Well, Watson will go to the line for a bonus. Let's see this one again, not sure.
I don't know who got him at the end, whether it was Tugg.
Didn't seem, well, it's hard to tell really. Didn't seem much of a foul. Now I think they're going to check with the table.
I saw it. Yeah, it's on 15, I believe.
It is Mike Tugg who's called for the foul. And that's his second personal foul. Let's see if we can see it again from this angle. It's number 15. Oh, he just went at him.
Yeah.
3-point play is converted by Watson. They're going to have to take Tugg out of the game, are they?
Yep.
This is the thing. We talked about it at the top of the show.
Yes, they are taking him out. Yes, they are.
Yeah, it is Tugg. He's the guy. He's the key. They can't get him in foul trouble. And here, just over 4 minutes into the second quarter, 2 fouls. They have to sit him. But do you sit him for the whole of the first half? Can you get him back in? It's one of those balance
Well, I think a lot depends on what happens now. You know, if Brooks wakes up, if Brooks wakes up and keeps him in it, then they won't bother. But they've got to be careful.
Oddister, quick three, knocks it down. Can't leave him open.
No, he's going to shoot everything. He's going to shoot everything, good or bad.
Washington must make this because there's no oh, there is a rebound. Here comes Groose. Watson.
Sullivan open under the basket.
Out to Sullivan. Shot clock getting low here for Leicester. It's got to go up. It does go up. Didn't hit the ring. Doesn't matter. Sheffield have the ball. Well, that was a bit of a broken play there for Leicester. Oddister to Brooks. Brooks.
Oh,
blocked. Foul.
Good call. I thought they would have let that one go.
Yeah, it was a bit late, but he did get the foul.
Better late than never.
This catches him.
Yeah.
And is there a timeout called? Yes, there is. A timeout called by the Leicester Riders. We are midway through the second quarter. It's a 2-point game, but when we come back to the action, Sheffield will have a chance to level the game at 30 points apiece. Rob Paternostro, as you see, I don't think he was overly pleased with that previous score, but here, if you're a Tiba, this is a big 5 minutes because, as you say, in an ideal world, you'd be able to stay in the game but not have to put Tugg back out there.
Yeah,
that's their ambition here for the next 5 minutes, you would have thought.
Absolutely. I mean, Tugg has 10 of their 28 points. Luckily for him, Oddister's hit his 3-pointers, making him onto 6 points. And that's going to be the key here. So, but actually, to be honest, I haven't seen any overpowering inside from the Riders. They haven't really looked to post up Sullivan. They've missed a couple of opportunities on him. Groose really nothing in there. Shane Walker on the drive. So actually, they're not conceding anything around about the big people.
But it is what he does at the offensive end.
In as much as they've been going through him for everything, you know, the Riders probably need to get a couple more touches here on Sullivan. He's missed both his shots. He's made the free throws, but he needs to be more involved.
Well, Brooks will walk to the free throw line, ready to take these shots. He's just a tick under 80% from this distance this season.
I mean, the good thing is, Daniel, for the Sharks, none of the other two bigs have got a foul between them.
Makes the first. Both of them are good. We're level at 30.
And they've stretched their little defense out a little bit as well. Trayvon White hasn't been back in a while, Daniel.
No, he hasn't. Here's Sullivan. Watson driving down the lane to that little floater. Doesn't quite go. Body's flying. Here comes Brooks.
2 guards flying down the floor.
Still Brooks. Little hesitation. Jumps
what was
up in
that?
the air. I think he jumped at him, did he?
What was he trying to do?
I'm not sure. Sullivan. Out to Washington. For 3, knocks it down. Connor Washington from behind the arc.
Brooks is kind of looking at his fingers like something happened there on that kind of jump up scenario.
Here's Oddister. Robinson. He's lost it there, but he recovers in time. Shot clock down to 6 here. Oddister.
He's going to let it go.
He does. And he misses everything. Rebound Washington.
Sullivan's wanting to post up again. They haven't come this side.
Again, he's got Hogg on him.
I know. He's always got the small. There's the 3 guards on the floor. He's always going to have one of them on the floor.
Washington again! Casual as you like for 3. And Leicester's lead is out to 6. Look how casual this arm is going to shoot.
Connor Washington. Fearless. And also what?
Foul is called on Washington for hold on Brooks as he was trying to come around the screen.
You know, he's taking that challenge with Brooks.
Well, there was just a pause there. I don't know. The table thought Atiba had a timeout book, but didn't. Brooks is going to sit down as Brownlee checks into the game.
Is Brooks getting any treatment on the bench?
I'm just going to keep an eye on that because he does, as you say, he's holding his fingers. Somebody's gone down the end like they've gone to get ice or something. Yeah, it looks like he might be getting some treatment on the bench. Here's Hogg driving down the lane, kicks it out in the corner for 3!
That's what Barber does. Spot up jump shots. Missed an opportunity for a steal there as well. Washington, don't let him go left or you'll pay.
Just got that to Watson.
Shane Walker.
Sullivan.
Robinson, here comes his first foul, I reckon.
Shot clock getting low.
Uh-oh.
Walker overcooked it.
Robinson has it.
Robinson, he looks for a goal, he finds one.
Good job for the big fella. Ooh, under pressure here.
Hogg.
Oh.
Hogg driving in, zips it out to Oddister. Oddister.
This is not a good matchup, man. Oh, kicks it
back out. Barber again to tie it. Yes!
That's what Barber does. He's a spot-up jump shooter.
Beautiful pass in the beginning, and then ends up with a 3 at the end.
And a good decision by Oddister because him against Sullivan down there wasn't going to pay him. First time Sullivan in the post on Hogg. Helped by Robinson.
Washington again for 3. Connor Washington, his 3rd 3 in quick succession.
6 threes from the point guard position. Washington and Watson.
Oddister's going to try and reply, and he does! It's a shootout!
3-point festival, baby. 3-point festival.
Washington.
Shane Walker can't get that post up. Washington against Barber.
He steps back! Oh, not that time, really.
Big rebound, Hogg. Hogg is pushing it. Tied ball game, Daniel.
A minute 20 to go, and they've done what we said at 5 minutes. Can they get through it without Tugg? And they have with some great 3-point shooting. Oddister. That's a push-off.
Walker.
Oh.
Yep.
It is Walker.
There he comes. There. It's always a tough one, and I'm afraid the big fellas always pay the punishment on that. No matter how quick and squared up they get, it always looks like the little fella's been fouled. But not only have Atiba Lions and the Sharks got away with Tugg, they've also got away with it with Brooks on the bench. Because those jumpers from Oddister, the jumpers from Barber, really has, you know, put them where they want to be.
Timeout is called. And there's just over a minute to go here with the scores level at 39 apiece. And this is where the fans get to see themselves on the big screen camera. They're supposed to dance at that stage, and they haven't joined in.
Or kiss.
It's dance cam. It's dance cam.
Oh, it's dance
cam.
Is it, where are we? Oh, there we are. That's more like it.
Well, they've come to enjoy themselves, and the game has been pretty enjoyable so far, tied at 39.
Excellent. Not just that, it's 61% 3-point shooting from the Riders, 54% 3-point shooting from the Sharks.
sure she was dancing a bit more before the camera was on her. Here we go, back to the action. Trevor Groose leads the riders out.
As you were on both sides, apart from Shane Walker foul, I guess, bringing in Groose.
And Oddister will go to the free throw line with the chance to put Sheffield back in front.
For 2 shots. By Oddister.
First one is good. Makes them both from the free throw line.
And becomes the leading scorer for the Sharks with 11 points.
2-point ball game. Sheffield on the high side.
Washington
It's Washington.
to Watson.
Extended minutes on the floor for Sullivan, trying to get them back into it.
Watson, foul is called.
Was it Brownell?
I assume so. Yes, it is. The question is whether it's on the floor or in the
I think
in the air,
he says 2 shots, the referee.
and they will give him 2.
Well, Brownell's been on Watson for the last couple of minutes, and that's the first time they've got anything out of that.
Well, just under a minute to go. It's both teams in the 40s, and Leicester average less than 70 points against per game this season, so that shows you something about Sheffield's offensive firepower. Here's Hogg driving through. Brownell fires up for 3, front ring, rebound Groose.
Sullivan's on his own, oh my goodness.
And Brownell's grabbed hold of him, but you're right, Sullivan wanted the ball a little quicker than that.
Yeah, a little quicker than that.
So he's doing everything he can.
No win situation there.
And they're not over the limit, so it's an end line ball.
No, they've got away with it.
Brooks is coming back. Lob back to Sullivan.
Robinson hasn't committed a foul all game. Amazing.
Washington.
Groose is fronted in the post by Barber.
Around the screen, Washington from the top of the key. Towed the line, it's only worth 2. Just watch his toes, they're just on the line. Good spot by the official. Steps back for 3! Can Leicester get one quick one off? Washington throws, Watson throws it, almost goes actually. Well, we're at the half, what a frantic first half that has been. Some stunning 3-point shooting by both teams. The Sheffield Sharks up to 8 3-pointers in the first half, and it is that one at the end of the first half that gives them a 1-point lead, Vince.
Absolutely. You know, we were expecting Brooks to be the guy that needed to be dominant, but first of all, they're starting out with Tugg hitting the 3, then Oddister hitting the 3, then Barber hitting the 3, and all of that really has given them that momentum to live with Tugg on the bench and the time that Brooks went out.
Well, David Hay there watching some haymakers out on the court with these long-range 3-point shots. Johnny Nelson with him as well.
Well, it doesn't get more heavier than that, does it? With big fellas in the house.
And, well, both teams will go off into the locker room now, Vince. Very happy with the position in which they find themselves. We're at the half here at the O2 Arena, and there's just 1 point between the sides. It's the Leicester Riders 43, the Sheffield Sharks 44.
Let's go, Sean!
We've got a 10-minute ball game. The Sheffield Sharks.
Well, we're at the half here at the O2 Arena. Things about to get back underway. It's the Leicester Riders against the Sheffield Sharks in the Moulton finals, and they come young and old here at the O2 Arena. He's got some handles there, although his dad is technically the general manager of the Leicester Riders, so if he hadn't learnt how to dribble by now, Russell wouldn't be doing his job properly there, Vince, would he?
We've got to keep it moving on year, hand that baton over.
Well, the action on court has been intense here in this first half. Can the two teams match that here in the second?
Well, amazing. I mean, thousands and thousands of people in here making that journey, looking forward to a great game, and boy, has it been served up by these two teams.
Well, Riders are first out to the court. Sheffield now follow them.
Just 4 minutes 42 seconds, Daniel, was how many minutes Trayvon Wright played in this game so far.
He's back out there now.
Can we make some noise when these guys get onto the floor? Come on.
It's the referees we're waiting for. I was just thinking, why haven't we started yet? But here come the refs. Slightly behind everybody else.
Just to remind everyone, we cannot play our games without referees. No matter what, we need referees.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for the...
Here we go. Riders in shorts for the silver and gold basketball, and glory all summer, if you like. You win that last game in the playoff final, it always feels good. Lose it, you got a long time to think about it. Here's Bernardini.
The switch with Hogg.
Down to Groose, can't quite hang on to it, gets it back to Trayvon Wright. He scored the first basket of the game. He scored his first basket here in the second half.
That's right. That's why I don't understand why he wasn't in the game earlier on. He's highly effective, and it's something that the Sharks don't have.
Here's something that they do have in Mike Tugg. Mike Tugg going, wow, tough play.
Beautiful touch off the fingers for Tugg.
Bernardini.
Looking for the handoff.
Groose puts it on the floor. Groose to the runner. Don't see that from the big man too often.
No, but they've got to attack Tugg. You know, if Tugg stays in this game to the end, it's going to be a long road for them, and he did well not to pick up his third there.
Brooks. Round the high screen, cross to Hogg. Here's Robinson. Tugg out behind the three-point line, off the back of the ring. Watson chases it down at the free throw line, kicks it out to Wright. Wright drives into the finger roll. And Riders' lead is up to 3.
Certainly Wright making up for those lost minutes. Brooks. Oh!
Throws it back. Barber will chase it down.
Something's happened down low. Oh, Brooks has lost his shoe.
All right.
Watson says, what's that got to do with us?
And it's not quite sure how it happened, but let's see if we can see on the replay. Here he goes along.
Oh.
It just comes off.
He just ran off out of it. He's very quick. I didn't know it was that quick.
He's so quick, his shoes couldn't keep up with him.
You're in trouble if your shoes can't keep up with you.
Hogg to inbound. Tugg. Oh.
I hope he knows there's only 7 seconds left.
Brooks has it. He does know. He fires up for 3 and he hits it. That's why he needs the shoe.
Shoe or no shoe?
Ties it at 49.
Bernardini, another one that's being quiet.
Right steps in. A little short on that one.
Big rebound, Robinson. This guy just does his job. Cleans windows all day long.
Toss down to Tugg. Tugg spins, falls away. Tough!
The last bucket was a nice touch to the right. This one was a turnaround to the left. 14 points.
Watson.
In danger territory for him.
Out to Anderson, behind the arc for 3. Jamal Anderson!
First points of the game.
Leicester up 1.
Wow.
Tugg just in front of him, and it's gobbled up by Groose. Right, with the crossover to the spin, to the finger roll. Groose with the follow, Tugg with the rebound.
Robinson wants the ball down low. He gets it. Did he kick it out? No, he spin move. Fade away, left-handed.
Going blow for blow.
Wow.
Shots now in front.
Who's going to blink first? Watson looking for a spot somewhere about 6 feet behind the line.
Right, thought about the three, put it on the floor instead, took it in hard, too hard.
Robinson.
And Robinson again with the rebound.
Anybody needing a window cleaning, that's the man for the job.
Barber driving along, Barber to the... Oh, he's missed it!
Missed the chippy.
And Bernardini is first to it. Bernardini still going. Bernardini draws the contact.
This is it.
Go.
Called on Hogg. Tugg wants to gather his troops. Bernardini disappointed he couldn't get the and one. Here it is. I think Hogg kind of lost sight of him. Turned himself into the 360 there.
When it almost got away from him, Bernardini then attacked. And he's got a chance to first level it and then potentially put Leicester back in front.
He does the first.
And Bernardini does make both free throws.
Hogg, close attention from Bernardini. Wants to stay in this game longer, as does Wright.
Tough.
Hogg Brooks demanded that ball.
Gets it, goes up, overcooks it though, and Wright almost double rebounds that there.
He can afford to with his high flying.
Watson fakes the three out, gets it back.
Give and go, stop and pop.
Oh, bubbles out for him though.
Unfortunate there for Watson. Great move he made there.
Brooks. Brooks again for three. Short. Bounce out will beat, the ball wins that race. Hogg can't chase it down. Leicester possession. We've got substitutions with Sullivan coming in for Leicester, and I think Sheffield are making one as well. Oddister will check in for Hogg.
Brooks on the 8 points, 2 for 9 shooting, not terrific. They might need him down the stretch.
Watson.
Watson
drives, he's got a screen, he takes it to the basket. Great work from Bernardini.
Great work, but the guy on the weak side, I don't know what he was looking at when Watson turned the corner. 3 points in it.
Brooks.
Tucks rolls. Robinson goes hard.
And finishes on the glass.
Hard and finishes soft, lovely. Anton, Robinson is really focused traveling.
Bernardini called for the walk. It's just as he changed direction. You want to see the referee's right behind it.
Yep.
Brooks.
Crisscross Barber.
Barber rattles out for three.
Oh, Oddister
going to get there first. Oddister, what hustle.
Wow, that kid wanted it right there.
Brooks.
Nice
gets it back, nice give and go, and Brooks finishes off.
I told you, Tugg with the touches. Tugg with the touches.
This is the play here, though.
Monster rebound.
Oddister chase it down, keep it alive. Watson out to Sullivan.
I think Coach Paternotte is going to be thinking about Washington shortly. Brooks is working really, really hard on Watson.
Groose gets it out to Wright. Shot clock down to 4. Wright fires up for 3. And that is a Leicester ball. There's only 1 second on the shot clock.
Looking for the 1 second play. Groose goes out. Walker comes in. Watson comes out for Washington. Washington, I believe, will inbounds the ball. What do you think? Tyler Bernardini 3 or what? Or Sullivan diving down the middle?
I think you just toss it up to Sullivan, don't you, or Walker?
You've got the high jump onto the basket.
Wow, that was a quick second too. It was one of them where it must have been less
Close,
than a
yeah.
second. I don't think he would have got that shot off even if he caught it cleanly.
No.
Sheffield by 1. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Playoff final action from the 0-2.
They're spreading the floor.
Nice again for Robinson. Going strong to the basket, using his body well.
Sullivan's guarded by Odester. Doesn't take him in the post.
Sullivan. Washington.
Oh, closing in on him. Doesn't want him shooting the 3. Still hasn't read the scouting report about the left-hand drive.
Good rebound from Walker. Gets it back out to right off the glass. He's fouled by Tugg.
Yep.
Will go to the line for a bonus.
That's what they've been trying to get, that drive on Tugg earlier on. And now this time. Oof. Tough call.
Third personal foul on Mike Tugg. Right, makes the free throw, and the game is tied at 59. Tugg
We'll sit down on that
will
3.
sit down.
So he's eked it out 1 a quarter so far.
Yep.
With 3 minutes to go. This is what was Barber and Odester time earlier on in the second quarter. Zone defense, Leicester Riders trying to change things up, especially now that Tugg's not on the floor. But they have got the 3 guards on the floor. Hogg with the ball.
Ooh, skip pass. Oh, he's under pressure there and throws it away in the end.
He was on the loser the minute that, the minute that left Brooks' hands. We were on the loser there. Odester.
Washington.
Double screen for Washington. Sullivan's looking for the screen on him. They switch it.
Ooh. Good hands to knock it away from Robinson. Here he is running.
Brooks turned the shot down.
Robinson 3 doesn't go. Odester going after it again. That came off Washington last. So the referee at the top is going to call a foul, is he? He is. Call a foul on Odester for pushing Washington out of bounds. And the referee on the baseline didn't see it.
Well, here they've been watching the ball off the fingertips. Tie ball game. This is terrific, Daniel.
12.5 minutes to go. We're still, as we were at tip-off level.
Down low, Walker on Brooks.
Oh, nice. They lost Trayvon Wright, and he made them pay.
The man who flushes.
Simple one by his standards.
Fouls on Walker.
Robinson taking it in. And Walker not only got a foul, but got
A little winded.
a little winded as well.
That's his second.
Sitting on the bench is 14 points and 7 rebounds with Mike Tugg.
They lost the ball for a second. Washington runs down the other end to straighten the net.
Whatever it takes is what he says I'll do. Here's that same play.
Brooks to the full away, blocked a bit by Wright. I don't think anybody quite realised he did get a fingertip on that. So no reset of the shot clock. It's down to 4. He's got to go quickly here. Odester on the pick and roll, fired up on the buzzer, and I thought he was going to dunk it in. Out of bounds, Leicester ball. It looked like Barber was going to jam it in.
I thought he was going to pick it up with those hands and slam it down.
There he is, you can see it. Hits the front of the ring. Dunk it. Oh, I think it missed timing more than anything else. Sullivan.
Fans trying to cheer the team on, both sides.
Right.
Guarded by the smaller hog.
Goes at him, dumps it off. That's a hammer, and it will count. He didn't hit him hard enough. Brooks hit him to try and stop the score, but not hard enough.
What did we say earlier on about that foul by
Yeah,
Tugg?
exactly, yeah.
Now the coach is thinking, hit him harder.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, boy.
Here's Shane Walker. Try and convert the three-point play.
Trying to make it 5 with a minute and change to go to the end of the third. We're talking the bench. What will Atiba Lions do?
Wait till the quarter, break me. If it was me.
Extended 2-2-1 press.
Leicester do like this little zone press.
Oh my goodness.
That's a high one. Not too high though. Here's Hogg. Brooks, space for 3. No, it doesn't go. Ball battled about, and eventually there he is again. Oddister with the offensive rebound. Oh, nice. Oh, read by Wright. It was almost a good pass, but Trayvon Wright was there.
They're trying to thread the noodle. Oddister was screaming for the ball on the left-hand side three-point line.
Sullivan.
Wrestling match underneath the bucket. Brooks has a word with Shane Walker. Oh,
good hands.
Hug. Close attention. Wright's going to go inside on this and rise up.
Oh, just leaning into him. Once he started moving him laterally, he's always going to struggle. So just try and body him away from the ring. They're over the limit, so it'll be 2 free throws as Anderson comes in for Walker.
It's at 5 points with 45 seconds to go. This could very quickly push out to 8, 9, maybe even 10 if the Riders can get a steal coming out of this play.
It could very easily come back to level, as we've seen in this game so far as well.
Someone's going to have to hit a jumper here. Brooks, Oddister, Robinson, Barber.
Wright makes them both. Hogg to Oddister. Hogg driving in. Forced back, loses it. Shot
5
clock.
seconds, not a good play.
Brooks, does he see it? He fires it up. It's airball, it's caught. And it's a violation, said the referee. That wasn't too far away from actually catching it and throwing it up. But that's what Leicester do defensively.
As bad an offensive sequence as the Sharks have had all afternoon.
Actually, it's a great call. You can see on the replay the light at the other end.
Yep, just before he caught that. Now the Riders fans in full voice, sensing that they can push this over the edge. But whatever happens, we'll stop in 20 seconds for the quarter break, and I know Tugg will come back out in the fourth.
Here's Washington.
Sullivan just told him to slow things down. There's no rush.
They can take this down to the buzzer.
Wright's in the corner.
Anderson offers the screen. Washington goes round it.
He's going to
Comes back the
penetrate.
other way. Goes the opposite ways. Blocked from behind. Ball is loose. It's fired up. And that'll do it. What a block. It looked like Washington had got through. He had his man beat, but came from behind. Look at that.
Well, he showed nothing but effort as well as three-point shooting this afternoon, as Kyle Oddister, to stop that certain score.
Well, it was level at 59 with 2.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, but Leicester have scored the last 7 points of this period to take the lead, Vince.
Yes, they have, and that's through their combination defenses, man-to-man and zone defenses, forced back possessions from the Sharks. Brooks maybe is a little caught up now in trying to get involved in the scoring. Actually, he's got Barber scoring, he's got Robinson scoring, he's got Oddister scoring. He might be better off playing that playmaker role right now.
But there's been, as I've said, many meetings between these two teams already this season. My mind is cast back to the Cup quarter-final, I think it was, where actually Leicester led. It wasn't a dissimilar margin to this at this stage in the game, and Sheffield, through Brooks and Mike Cook, who was on the team, in the fourth quarter, came up with some big plays, got it back, and Sheffield really should have forced overtime. Leicester ended up winning by 2.
That's right, that's the one Robinson missed it at the death. The thing is, you know, this is a big game here, and what's happening here now is that Coach Paternostro has been able to switch a few things defensively, force a few hesitation plays from the Sharks, and the key is that the Riders have made them pay and punished those errors. If they continue to do that, it's going to be tough. I see Tugg getting ready to come back into the fourth.
Oh, Paternostro, he's been here many a time before. He lives every play. That's fair to say. He leaves everything out on the court, no matter what his team does.
That's right. Leading from the front.
Well, 10 minutes ago, 7 points between them. It's the BBL playoff final here. There's 10 minutes left of the season, and Leicester, who have been the team of the season, having won the league and the trophy, are trying to make it a hat-trick unless Sheffield can do something about this here in the fourth quarter. Oddister, quick 5-3, no. Bernardini up high. Washington, look at Sullivan running the floor. Right.
This is where they're going to try and push it. They're going to really stick a foot in right here, trying to get the fourth on Tugg.
Sullivan misses. Tugg did a good enough job. Oddister to Brooks. Brownell.
Barber.
Now Brooks driving down the lane, out of control, turns it over. Anderson.
Banged his knee on Sullivan's knee. He's hobbling his Brooks.
Here's Sullivan on the trail.
Next bucket, critical. 7 points at the moment.
Washington almost loses it, somehow still has the ball. Gets it out, Sullivan puts it on the floor. Washington in the corner drives into a little floater.
Wow.
It was a Neil Watson type shot, but it was Connor Washington who took it. No score here in the first minute of the fourth quarter.
Oddister, he was looking for Tugg to roll. Tugg's puffed. Barber, they need something, anything.
Brooks' three doesn't go. Tugg with the offensive rebound. Ball is knocked loose. He's on the ground. Jump ball. And the possession arrow pointing Leicester's way. So they'll get it back.
Critical time here. I don't know what's happening with Brooks.
Well, Hogg is coming in. Is that for Brooks? Yes, it is.
Indeed. He's limping.
We have a look back at that jump ball. Brooks goes to the bench.
Robinson comes back in as well. I'm not sure
Brownell sits down.
why he needed to sit out. They need everybody on the floor here. This is do or die, because the Riders can smell it right now.
Right, to the hook. Not quite. Ball batted up in the air. I think there's a foul on the rebound on Anderson, is it?
Yes, it is.
As he went in to try and knock that one loose.
Again, the Riders stretch this defense a little further forward to the opposite free throw line. The Sharks are going to have to really think about this now.
Well, neither team has given the scoreboard operator anything to do here in the opening 90 seconds. Oh, it's stolen away.
That's the extended press. Another possession. They're making them pay for every single mistake right now.
Bernardini. Right, drives in. Wright's under pressure here. Gets it out to Sullivan. Washington wide open for three. No, it's way off the mark. And behind that one, you could see it was drifting right.
Sharks are living on their fumes right now.
Here's Tugg driving down the lane.
Beautiful, beautiful.
It's taken over 2 minutes, but the first score of the fourth quarter has gone Sheffield's way. Right, under pressure, gets it back out to Sullivan. Anderson fakes the three, puts it on the floor. Bernardini, Washington. Washington dumps it down, and oh, he's missed it. Jamal Anderson underneath.
This is the rearranged. Neil Watson's waiting to come in for the Riders.
Hogg drives in. Out. Big shot for three. It's good! Barber hits from behind the arc. And Leicester call a timeout. They haven't scored here in the fourth, but suddenly their lead is down to 2.
Second wind or what? I was getting worried there. The Sharks were really beginning to struggle. Leicester Riders, like they always do, about to drop the hammer. Somewhere, Tugg found that pick and roll bucket. Big Barber basket.
Well, what a ball game we have here. 7:20 to go, and you said it could balloon out. And I remind you, it could get back level, and Sheffield have not quite got it level, but they've, in the space of a minute, put 5 points in a row and cut it down to 2.
No, absolutely. You saw Coach Paternoster put that defensive unit on the floor for the Riders, and they began to force some hesitation. Brooks went out. There was like a little who's going to do what. But Kyle Oddister continued to rebound and keep his team in the game. And, of course, Tugg and Barber delivered.
But Leicester's problem at the minute is at the offensive end, where they've not managed to put any points on the board.
Absolutely. Their defense did what their defense does, and recycled possessions for them, but it just couldn't get it to go. Trayvon Wright, Jamal Anderson missing close at the bucket. Neil Watson is back on. You know, he played a tremendous part in that first half, already on 16 points. I think he's the guy. He's the club's leading scorer. He's the guy that needs to take this team home.
Groose also into the action for Leicester. Here comes Watson to Sullivan. Hands it back over to the point guard.
This is a big possession.
And Sheffield have come out in different defense here. It's just confused them slightly.
Where's Watson?
It's into Sullivan. Sullivan, he finishes with the left hand.
Barber is, oh my goodness, nearly turned it over again.
Foul called.
I didn't see who that foul was on there, Daniel.
Oddister, top of the key with the jump shot, knocks it down. That's a confident shot.
It certainly is. Confident young man. You know, top pop, looking for the pop, but
oh, good hands. He almost stole it away as well. Into right. Can he just reach it? No, he can. It's stolen by Barber. Oddister with the pull-up 3. No, short. Long rebound comes out to right. That's going to be picked off. Can't keep it in bounds. Good effort. But Barber just couldn't quite save it.
Wow. 68-66. Sullivan's bucket, the only bucket in the fourth for the Riders, having gone 20, 21, 22, 23. Uh-oh.
Bernardini for 3, big shot, and he knocks it down.
They nodded off for a half millisecond. Bernardini made them pay. The most dangerous man on an out of bounds, the guy who puts the ball in.
Tugg. Oh, good hands from Watson, steals it away. Watson, little stutter. Now he drives down the lane, push off. Good call, wave off the score. It's an offensive push off. You can see it, watch him here, great defense. But as he just goes in, he just leans into him there, little forearm away. You're not convinced, friends.
He's a little fella, how hard can he push? But anyway, he keeps us where we were. It's a 5-point game. Big 3-pointer of Bernardini. Keeping us interested.
Hogg. Tugg's open on the free throw line. It goes to Barber, fires up the 3. It's way short. Tugg's going to try and keep that in bounds. He does. He didn't hit the ring though, so he has to go relatively quickly.
He's going to have to shoot it.
There's nowhere through. He's blocked, and Sullivan got the block, and Wright got the rebound.
Watson pushing it ahead.
Kicks it to Groose. Bernardini in the corner!
It's flat.
Groose can't quite keep it alive.
It was flat.
It was one of them where he wanted to get it up quick, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and somehow lunged at it. They're still trying to get Brooks going. They've got Brooks in here. He's looking at his feet. He's clutching his calves. Not with it. Not with it at all.
Hogg. Oddister.
It's a matchup. It's a matchup zone this time, Daniel. It's like, oh,
Tugg
beautiful
on the pick
pass.
and roll, finishes at the glass.
And he has a word with Groose, letting him know, I'd give you a haircut, big fella. Have some of that.
Watson.
Floater.
Watson to the floater short.
Brooks streaking Oddister in the corner.
Brooks
Doesn't give it to him.
Takes it to the hole. And it's back down to 1.
Looking for everything he can give his team. Brooks, he's limping, but he knew. Had to finish that transition play. Watson looking to get the riders in gear, the man who can push them on.
Watson.
Screen coming, Sullivan.
Goes the other way. Watson drives in. Dumps it
Stolen
off
away.
top with the steal.
They're moving. Hogg wants to walk it up. Brooks wants him to push it up. Brooks is yelling for it.
Brooks for 3. Good! Brooks has put Sheffield back in front and Leicester forced into a timeout.
Wow.
A big couple of minutes for the Sharks.
Under 5 minutes to go. Goodness me.
Well, I said, more often than not, when these two teams play, it comes down to who makes the big plays. And quite often this season it's been Brooks, and he's just come up with 2.
You know what? It's kind of played into against the hands of the riders, with Brooks being slightly hobbling because the ball is out of his hands. He's so much more dangerous off the ball, and if his teammates can find him, he's not shy in being able to deliver. Coach Atiba Lyons has his team where he wanted them. Tugg's on his 3 fouls. They all know they go as far as he goes, and this has given them the impetus down this little stretch. Coach Paternoster will be yelling and screaming. They haven't gotten into the plays that he wanted. You saw Sullivan waving his arms, wanting different things to happen, but Brooks, my goodness.
Well, what have Leicester got here now with 4:14 to go, and suddenly Sheffield have all the momentum.
Sullivan goes out. Jamal Anderson returns. Watson checks out. Washington returns. Wow. Big decisions. The Sharks fans on their feet.
It's Anderson who sits down. Watson's coming in.
Oh, okay. We went back out. Right. Phew. Watson's got to be there. Who's to put the ball in? Nobody's putting the ball. The referee's going to count it out right now.
Watson comes back to get it.
Big possession here. Watch out for Bernardini.
Watson to Groose. Back to Bernardini.
High pick and roll. Switch. Tugg. Watch out for the foul here. Ooh.
Clears some space. Tugg does enough. Sheffield with the rebound, and Sheffield can make it a 2-shot game here with less than 4 to play.
Robinson has had his eyes focused on those backboards all afternoon long. Down low, Brooks. Opens up. Gives it back. Didn't get what he wanted there, Brooks. A foul is on Watson. He watches left arm smack Brooks on the hip.
He's still hobbling.
Right there. Sullivan will check back in for Groose. Just got that quick little 40-second rest.
Anderson will come in as well for Watson.
Brooks is hobbling. They've put the chunkier Washington on him now.
Oh, it's knocked away by Bernardini.
Off the foot.
Referee says off the foot. Shot clock was at 14, so it won't reset.
3:32 in a championship game.
2 points in it. Low, it's overthrown the pass. Sullivan
my goodness.
comes up with it. Anderson. What a mistake.
Wow.
Washington. Sullivan. Puts it on the floor. Out to Anderson.
Nothing there.
Shot needs to go off.
Dear.
Sullivan in the corner for 3, misses. Shot clock violation.
Wow, the air ball
They
on the
never
three-pointer.
looked quite set there, Leicester, did they? It was
No.
almost like the turnover threw them off.
That's it, that's it. They just couldn't get into anything quickly. Wright had the ball on the outside when they really wanted him having the ball on the inside because he's the one being guarded by the smaller Hogg. Brooks showing all the urgency.
3 minutes to play. Sheffield by 2.
Big possession. Wow, Hogg, guarded by Bernardini. Is he going to go? Yes,
he is.
Drops it into Robinson.
Robinson misses, Tugg misses. Ball is off Tugg's hand, it's a Leicester possession.
Big rebound.
How did Tugg not tip that one in? Look at this. I mean, you hope that goes in, but Tugg, you'd expect him to knock that in.
Squeezed it against the backboard. Wow. Watson is back in there. He's got to be in the game for the offensive end. They need him to set them up. Three-point shooters in either corner. Watson
goes quick, tries to get it Sullivan, but Wright gets it back. Bernardini now. Bernardini, tough shot, it's short. He didn't need to take it there.
Back-to-back air balls. Wow. Barber comes in for Hogg. Coach Atiba Lions, that's a good move. Hogg has been a little tentative. That press is extended once more. Look at that. Mr. Dependable in the middle. He might need to get the ball over the halfway line.
He does. He might go all the way, might he?
Not with Sullivan guarding him, he won't.
Odester.
Looking for Brooks. Boom. Brooks is shut down. Odester struggling.
Lob down to Tugg.
He'll go on this. No, he won't.
He gets it back to Odester. Odester with the fall away. Doesn't go right. Goes up high for the rebound.
Terrible
Two
decision.
to play.
Both teams. Errors. Who's going to be calm enough? Sullivan has it. Whoa. Hand in the cookie jar. Why?
I think that's their first foul of the quarter, is it, Vince? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's worth bearing in mind because Leicester are over the limit, so it'll be free throws if there are fouls at the other end.
Here comes Watson off the second one. He's going to attack straight away. Oh, now go.
His man's on the floor. He pulls up for three. He misses, and rebound is pulled in by Barber. Neither team can score. 2 minutes have gone. Nobody's scored.
Brooks looking to change pace. Sullivan won't let him go.
Brooks, big shot for three. Knocks it down. 1:37 to go. And Brooks may have hit the biggest shot of the game.
Still time, Daniel. 1:30. Washington. Watson's got to come off the double picks.
Washington misses. He gets the rebound though.
Watson can't touch the ball. They've got to get it to him.
Who's that to? He's thrown it away. This one could be done here.
1:16. It's a Riders' ball. It's a Sharks' ball. Are the Riders going to press? Yes, they are. But Brooks has it. He'll take his time now. The team that has caused fits and starts. Look at this! Look at this!
Down the lane, lays it in. Timeout has been called. And this one is a long way back for Leicester from here. 70. Well, they put the score on the wrong
there
thing
it is,
on the board.
71-78.
Somehow Leicester have to find 7 unanswered points in 66 seconds. It can be done, but it doesn't get done very often, Vince.
It has to be done if it's going. The only way it can be done if it's clinical execution. They haven't shown clinical execution in the fourth quarter. Watson couldn't touch the ball. He was sat down for 3 minutes. When he came on, he could not touch the ball. He's the guy that changes gears for the Leicester Riders.
So let's see, is he going to draw it up on the board so we can see?
You've got to
Sullivan.
have, I believe Watson's got to be coming off a double pick with a big fella roll into the bucket. Yes, here he comes. I see Watson coming off a double pick out into the corner, and then Sullivan accepting the last pick and diving down to the bucket. But here's that beautiful pick and roll. Robinson, the chief of the backboards. The team that has caused headaches all season long for the Leicester Riders. The Sheffield Sharks look like they're about to be the last man standing.
Well, it's the Sharks fans who are on their feet behind their bench, or a few Leicester fans on their feet up the back. 1 or 2 of them looking a bit more nervous, though, it's fair to say. 1:06, Leicester have to score. Doesn't matter how many it's worth here, but they have to score.
Wow. Good job they're not in the bonus. That's only their second foul, right?
And it is only the second foul. Sideline from the opposite corner. I assume they run the same play.
Flipped over, yep. Watch out for Sullivan dive into the bucket after the last pick. No.
Lobbed in,
wide open, yeah.
Bernardini.
Oh, he didn't take it.
Right for three, it has to go in, it doesn't go in, and that's probably all she wrote for the Leicester Riders. Surely now, as the foul is called on Wright, it'll be 2 free throws.
Look at Tugg, Daniel, look at Mike Tugg, making sure they don't celebrate before it's over, calling his team together.
Well, even one free throw is a good outcome from here, you would have thought.
Either way, it's a 3-possession
Exactly.
game. Make them all, it doesn't matter. Now it's a 3-possession game. Time is tight. You still like to make them, though.
Yeah, you still like to make them both. Ooh, that one had a thing.
Uses all the furniture and then goes in. Will there be a timeout to advance the ball?
I don't think so. No, it's not.
No, Watson is just the same as a timeout. He's already gone. Attacking the bucket. He's going all yeah. Foul. That's the third one.
Well, Leicester need shots.
They need shots, yeah.
Yeah, possession isn't enough.
There's still another foul still to give.
Sideline ball. Well, their only hope here, I know there's still 49 seconds to go, their only hope here is a quick score. They really like 3 of some description.
Yep.
But Sheffield very much in the box seat here. Watson trying to draw the foul, does so.
The referee gives it to him.
Yeah. Once you get up in the air, it'll be 2 free throws. Oh, is it 3 free throws? Was he on there?
No. Well, I didn't see that on the replay, but I thought it was two shots.
I thought it was 2 as well, but
the referee's having a
3.
2.
It is 2. Yeah. Well, I was chatting to some British basketball legendary journalists, I won't name them, before the game. I said, I have a sneaky suspicion for Sheffield, and they were like, no, Leicester's going to win. I said, I don't know, there's something, feels Sheffield might do this. They rubbished me, Vince.
They rubbished you, and looks like you've been proved right.
Looks like I'm
Mike
right.
Tugg, rebound number 13. Mike Tugg, foul.
Sullivan called for the foul. This one's in the books.
This one is in the books, Daniel. They've done what they came to do. They had a strong battle through at the Lions in the quarters. Great battle with Kieran Achara and his Glasgow Rocks. And my goodness, have we had a heavyweight battle here with the Leicester Riders.
We have. Well, if he makes both of these, Leicester have to score 4 times without reply. If he makes one, they have to score 3 threes without reply. And the Sharks fans are all but celebrating on the far side, and well they might. Their team has really been one of the strongest teams in the second half of the season. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, the Sharks, but they came running, and they've timed it. Watson out to Sullivan. Sullivan for 3. Well, he hits it.
Is there hope?
Timeout. Timeout has been called with 30 seconds to go. 7 points, still can't see it happening, but you never know.
There's still time. Coach Lyons didn't want any chance of a turnover under the bucket. Wow. First field goal, I believe, there for Sullivan. Trying to drag them back in.
If you're Sheffield here, what you're saying in this timeout is make sure we pass it to one of our own teammates. That's the important bit. A foul is coming, so make sure you catch the ball and hang on to it, because a foul is coming. Because Leicester have to try and lengthen the game by stopping the clock. So make sure you find a yellow shirt. I'm sure it'd be a bit more elaborate than that, but that would be my message.
I wouldn't say it'd be too much more elaborate than that. Pass it to a teammate is often heard by coaches in this situation.
.2 seconds separate Sheffield from a playoff victory.
Who will inbound?
Who was it that threw it straight to Sullivan? Don't let him do it.
Here he comes, Tugg.
Was it hard? They've got right in front of him. He's obviously a long...
This is in fact the exact same setup with the same 6 people involved in this immediate 3. Uh-oh, he's going to throw it away. Here we go.
He gets
Boom.
into Brooks. Brooks.
Where is he going?
Scrambling away. Leicester can't get the foul. Eventually Bernardini does. But Sheffield managed to take another 4 seconds away.
29 seconds. Not the cleanest of inbounds, but it did the job. Brooks still hobbling.
And Sheffield actually back away. They don't care whether he makes or misses. Get back and play defense.
Well, especially when they inbound that thing to Watson.
Whoa, he's missed the first. And Mike Tugg goes, you know what, actually, I will. No, I thought he was just going to have a word with them. I thought he was going to go in and rebound.
I think he didn't want them to roll it out to Watson, let the ball get over that halfway line. It's 7 points. Now
He
it's 8.
makes them second one. Sullivan gets it into right. Forward to Watson. Watson drives to the basket. Watson finishes it off.
I was going to say, whatever you do, don't foul.
Oh, he's turned it over.
Yeah.
Right for 3. No. Right gets the rebound. Washington, Bernardini for 3. No.
Wow, that was the opportunity
That
right
was
there.
the moment. That was the moment. If one of those threes had gone in,
It
suddenly.
was a one-possession game. Wow. Wow.
But as it is, Sheffield can calm it down now with 12.9 seconds to go. And it's Robinson at the line, 2 free throws. And there's just, there's a substitution. Robinson then.
Yep.
Well, if you're being hyper worried in Sheffield, 1 free throw will definitely do it. I can't see them hitting 3 scores in 12 seconds.
That's
so
the
that's
1 free throw
surely
right
the 4.
Yep. He has been tremendous this game, Robinson.
And Wright gets the rebound. Oh, Watson's lost it. Doesn't matter anyway. There's not enough time for Leicester. Watson pulls up for 3, misses. Brooks with the rebound. You can let it go. And Sheffield Sharks can celebrate because they are the 2016 BBL playoff final. And they're jumping up and down on the court. They had their chance. They fought through. They got behind, but they never gave up. And in the 4th quarter, when it came down to it, it was Brooks who came up with some big plays. It was the Sharks who were on the high side when they needed to be. A tremendous performance for the Sheffield Sharks.
Absolutely fantastic. Coach Atiba Lions strategized and strategized. Robinson was the rock they built it around. They had to manage the minutes of Tugg. They had to manage the injuries of Brooks. And somehow Barber joined the party. Oddister central to the party. And they've seen it through right down to the final second.
And really, I was saying earlier, it's no great surprise, Sheffield. This is not a massive upset. This is a quality team who were playing really well down the stretch in the BBL.
This is a team that finished 3rd in our competition. This is a team that has beaten the incumbent, the champions, Leicester Riders already. Had opportunities to win other games against them. Probably looking forward to a rematch with them. Watson, Brooks, Sullivan, Tugg. So much to look at today, and boy, did both teams deliver, Daniel, in what was a tremendous offering for this massive crowd at the O2 Arena.
Well, you think back in the first half there where all those 3-pointers were going in. It was those shots that Oddister hit when it looked like Leicester might get away.
Well, those were the extra points and carry that the Sharks needed, not just Oddister, but Barber. Those spot-up jumpers that hit the 3-pointer, a couple of long 2s, just kept them going. Robinson just kept on rebounding and rebounding and rebounding again.
And the trophy has made its way out to centre court. The photographer's massed in front of us here. We're not going to see the trophy lift from this angle. Loads of photographers out ready for those shots that will be sent around the world, and it will be people in yellow who will be celebrating. And Atiba Lyons, big grin on his face.
Big grin, the relief. Look at Tugg. you know, calming his guys down, bringing them through. Hogg assisted Brooks, assisted Oddister. Wow.
Well,
they kind of look a little stunned.
No, I'm not quite sure why.
Have we actually won it, or is there another quarter? Wow. You know, Neil Watson did what he could with his 17 points, as did Connor Washington, but really, apart from Trayvon Wright, nobody else could join the party for the Riders.
Well, they are the winning team with the getting ready to celebrate, Vincent. They'll celebrate long.
They will. I mean, not to say that they were underdogs or anything, but they were the team that really no one thought would get past that machine. That's the Leicester Riders. But somehow with that great play, Barber Hogg, letting people know that they had it in them. Tugg saying no. Brooks, my goodness. They built it around Brooks. Oddister's three-point shooting. All of that. Wow. Massive, massive win for the Sheffield Sharks. And they didn't just beat any ordinary team here. They beat the champion Leicester Riders.
It's Thibaut, tremendous game. Your guys just kept battling right to the end.
I'm so proud of these guys right now. You know, I'm elated. I just feel really, you know, it's such a struggling in the season. So many things up and down. We're down 2 key players going in the playoff run, and they stuck with it. We've been, you know, beat up in all season, and it's just an amazing feeling. Leicester was an amazing team this season. We had our number every time, but we were able to come together and have a tough third quarter and come back and bounce back.
And some tremendous performances from up and down the roster. You obviously had Tugg getting you going early on, Oddister with some big threes, Barber hit shots, Brooks down the stretch.
I mean, they were ready. They were ready to play. We prepared. We talked all week. You know, mentally, they felt like a championship team, and they knew this is the only chance they had left to prove it, and they took advantage of it. And
the way you guys have played, particularly in the second half of the season, this is no great surprise. You were in tremendous form.
I mean, yeah, we have some good runs, and we had a good stretch, but against Leicester, you gotta really bring it all, and we did tonight.
Congratulations. Cheers, thank you. They're ready to get their medals. The Riders already been up and collected theirs, but what a moment this is in any player's career to be going up and getting those, well, they're not really medals, they're little mementos.
Yes. Fantastic. You can see Brooks still limping there. What a game he played. Some big, big shots he made.
Well, that was the thing. You were saying he's going to come at some point, and he came with that big three-pointer, the one down the lane where he tacked the basket for 2.
Yeah, that was a big bucket. Marko Bakovic.
And here comes Mike Tugg. He really set really the tempo, if you like. His aggression in the first quarter was the thing that Sheffield fed off, I think, as much.
Absolutely, because he nailed that down. He let the team know that this is what we're going to do. He stretched the big fellas out, knocked those jumpers down. But Robinson, his effort, he just played all day long.
Yeah, tremendous performance.
There's Sam Toluwashi there in London getting his trophy. And those 3
big shots.
The 3-point shots, Oddister played with no fear whatsoever.
And now Atiba gets to go up and collect his medal.
Trophy. Well done to him. You know, a few bits of his fans were criticizing him mid-season, but boy, oh boy, he's turned this thing around into a big-time championship team.
Yeah, it's a quick look at it says winners on it. Brilliant. Perfect.
Yeah,
just what we were after. And now I think we're going to do the
MVP.
The MVP award. And there's been a number of great performances, but as I said a few moments ago, for setting the tempo as much as the 20 points and 13 rebounds, it can only be.
Can only be.
Mike Tugg, he's heard it over the PA.
Yep, And well deserved.
He was the guy. You could see it in his eyes right from the opening play.
Absolutely bang on, you know, and he epitomizes everything about the Sheffield Sharks. He's a blue-collar worker. He shows up when it's time to perform. Huge support he has, I know, in Sheffield. Very, very effective in the business community in Sheffield, and a real role model for all in that organization.
Here's a look back. You see,
locking Groose, my goodness.
That was early on in the game, and then going to work inside.
Right, shake move
bringing
there.
It at both ends of the floor, Mike Tugg.
Spin move up and under, rises.
Strong, hits the circus shot.
Went right, went left.
And this one, again, just taking it right at them. That's what he is doing. Look, he's got the golden basketball.
How well deserved.
It is indeed.
You know, how well deserved for that team.
There's only one presentation left to get, and he's going to come back up.
He's going to take that as
captain,
well.
Mike Tugg. The flames fly behind him.
What a picture, Daniel.
And the Sheffield Sharks are the 2016 playoff final. Congratulations, Mike Tugg, Atiba Lions, and all the team. A phenomenal performance here down the stretch. And they will be celebrating long and hard into the night. There's no doubt about that. A tremendous performance by the Sheffield Sharks.
Wow. They certainly came with a plan, and Tugg delivered. Amazing. There they are, touching the silver and golden ball. Brooks, Odester, Tugg, Barber, all playing their roles in there. Brownell, Toluwache both came on. Mentioned for a couple of guys who couldn't play today due to injuries, Colin Singh and Horseman as well. Patrick Horseman, part of this squad. It's all a squad and team effort. And the last game came along, and it's who got it done. And it's the yellow team, the Sharks. There it is, showing it to their fans, resplendent in their yellow. There's Colin Singh.
Well, Mike, a tremendous performance. What an afternoon for you guys. I mean, you just must be elated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in complete shock right now. I can't believe it. We've played so hard, we worked so hard all year, and this is just like the icing on top, you know. So I'm so proud of my team and my guys. We came through today.
And the way you personally came out and set the tempo early on, you showed you guys were here and meant business.
Yeah, I'm the type of guy who wears my heart on my sleeve when I get on that court. And I knew if I did that from the beginning of the game, the rest of the guys would follow, and they did today big time.
And you guys, you had a bit of a slow start this season, but you've really come together second half of the season and got some good momentum, led you to this beautiful trophy.
Yeah, it's been a crazy up and down season. We're bringing in new players, injuries, but you know, something like this makes it all worth it. I'm so happy for the club.
And a word for your teammates, because pretty much everybody came and made some big plays at various parts of the game.
Big time. Everybody stepped up, you know, from our bench guys to our starters. So it's just, like I said before the game, big-time players step up in big-time situations, and we did today.
And you showed mentally how strong you can be. That fourth quarter at the start there, you needed to make that charge, and you did. Exactly,
and I think it came down to defense and getting stops. We really stepped it up. We stopped their scores, and we were able to finish on the other end. So just, I'm still in shock right now.
Congratulations. Go join in with the celebrations. Well done, Mike. Cheers. Well, a tremendous celebration starting over there in the bottom corner of the screen of the Sheffield Sharks, and really Mike Tugg epitomises everything about the Sheffield Sharks, but it was no one-man show. It was a true team performance.
It was no one-man show at all. I mean, obviously his 20 and 13 stand out, but you know, Brooks, with all his injuries and everything else, still came in with 18 massive points. And of course, Kyle Hollister kept it ticking along with his 16 points. And I just thought Robinson was the spine all game long. He was the guy they could leave out there who continued to do work. And of course, Barber also on Hogg. Hogg 6 assists to go with his 7 points.
Well, it's been a tremendous game here at the O2 Arena, and it is the Sheffield Sharks who are celebrating. It's finished here in the BBL playoff final. The Leicester Riders 77, the Sheffield Sharks 84. Sharks are the playoff champions.